What is going on, YouTube? AJ here, doing another Let's Play. Of Final Fantasy XI Online Retail on the Bahamut server. We've been busy. Man, we've been busy. Today's the 4th of July, and it is... What time is it? About 8:15. Just got the kiddo to bed. The girlfriend is a little bit worn out. So, probably make a Final Fantasy XI video and a... I don't know, either a WoW or a Final Fantasy XIV video after this one. And we're going to do, what do you call it? We're going to do 2 quick ambuscades to start this. Oh, I think we have a friend to start this episode. And then we're going to continue on with Rhapsodies. Okay. And we just, we're still in the thralls of the Steam Summer Sale. Okay, so we got the first one. Cool. So we picked up a bunch of games on the day of it starting. We had talked about it. We ended up buying... we were torn between Sekiro and Elden Ring. We ended up picking up Elden Ring. End up playing that in the next couple of months. Not in a rush to play it, but we picked that up. We picked a bunch of stuff up, like we said. We talked about what we picked up earlier, I think. A bunch of the, what is it, 7, 8, and 9 Final Fantasy. So those are going to come on the channel too at some point. Like all the games I buy, I'm going to probably make videos for. Whether or not anybody watches them, it's kind of neither here nor there. Kind of just want to record them, have fun with them. But I picked up... So let's use this seal. Let's put that on. Regular, normal. Most certainly. Oh well. Fast service. And today we picked up 3 more. Well, actually, one was a bundle. So we ended up picking up Injustice 2, which is a DC fighting game. Looked pretty okay. Something to kill some time. I like the fighting games. I'm terrible at them. I don't think I'm terrible at them. I'm just not good at them. Maybe we'll learn to be better. We picked up a FPS that I've never heard of. I'm not sure if it's a indie game. It's called Metro Exodus. I think it's kind of a Fallout kind of deal where it's end of the world, zombies or whatever, apocalypse type game. And the ones that so we talk about it so much. We talk like 9 times out of 10, as you know. I have my phone right next to me as I make these videos, so I'm sure my phone is listening to what I'm saying. So one of the articles that I get a lot are, oh, this game is on sale on Steam right now. Blah blah blah, and I read an article. They're like, oh, check this out, and it was the Batman Arkham trilogy, which I've never played. Get all 3 games for $8.99, so $3 a game, which is, we'll definitely do that. So we'll play those eventually. Have to be in the mood for those. Batman. Me and Batman. I enjoyed the comics. I enjoyed, when I was a kid, I enjoyed the, I liked the darker comics. So I enjoyed them. I wasn't a fan, and I always joke about being old, but I'm far too young for the Adam West Batman stuff. I saw the reruns when I was growing up. Too late, probably. Right? Yeah. And it was in shell anyway. Yeah, those were goofy. I did like the... Ooh, who's drawn its attention? Ooh, it went to light. I don't know if Blizzard is light. Nope. When I was a kid, growing up, we watched all the movies. The Michael Keaton into Val Kilmer into George Clooney and all that terrible, terrible stuff. Who else was there? Wasn't there another one? George Clooney. Val Kilmer. We haven't done this in a while. We're getting our magic bursts aren't very good. I think Gilgamesh is just ruining all of our stuff here. Is Thunder light? I thought Thunder was light. Is it Arrow? No, Thunder too. Yeah. Wasn't there one more? Who was it? Was there one more? Michael Keaton to... was it Val Kilmer? George Clooney. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. But, so yeah, I'm a fan of Batman. I'm not like a freak fan. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we just wanted to get, we wanted to use the seal we had, we wanted to get that seal, use that seal next time, and then we'll start our, Rhapsodies. Extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'll travel to another home point. Favorites, Boya Hot Tree. And I heard the Batman games were good. The Arkham games. $3 a piece. That's pretty much my speed. But now I just have so many damn games I don't know what to play. Oh no. Heffy. Heffy, we hardly knew ye. I'll give him a raise. Do we have raise 2 or just raise? I've raised 2. He's probably not there. AFK long time. Yeah, he's just not there. Oh. Hello, Fredidi. If you're here to raise Heffy, we already did, but maybe raise 2 is not good enough for him. I do remember that. What was it? In Dynamis? In Dynamis when people were just like wiping all the time. I only want to raise 2. I will not accept your raise 1. All right. $71 hours, huh? Regular ambuscade, normal. Sure. Yeah, now we got to throttle back on our game purchasing. Even though we have, I want to say we have like, we've bought, and it doesn't include collections, because I think there's a couple of collections in there, like Mega Man, which has like, I think 8 or 9 games in there, maybe even 10 games in the collection. But I think we have 58 games we bought, and I think that I've 58 games. I think it's been like $140, and 40 of that is Elden Ring. So we've been very frugal. But yeah, we just have too many games now. Gotta end up playing them. We just did, and we spent hours on this. We just did a let's play of the first. Let me just see something. Okay. I didn't know if that was last week or this week that we clicked on that one. We just did a really long play. It took us a long time. We cut the video down because I don't think anybody would want to watch it. I don't think anybody's going to watch it anyway. Kind of just fun for me to have a recording of it. We bought back in November the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which has, like, I think the first 4 Castlevanias for the Nintendo and one for the Super Nintendo. And then it has, I think, a couple of Game Boy ones. We've never played the Super Nintendo because we didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. But we beat 2 and 3. We'd never beaten 1. And we sat down and we, well, the recording was 2 days, but I didn't. So I just quit on one of them, on one recording, and came back another day and played from the start again today, and finished it up. We finally beat Castlevania. When we were a kid, we just couldn't do it, and we almost couldn't do it as an adult, but we got through it. It's like a monkey off of our back. We're gonna, of the games that we could find that are available to us, we're gonna try to beat games that we never beat when we were a kid. Castlevania 1 was one of them. Definitely beat 2 and 3. We beat 2 and 3, both of them, on like a Blockbuster rental. Yeah, I'm telling you, that Grim Reaper stage, brutal. I was at that thing I probably played that Grim Reaper stage for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. All right. Okay, now that we have... No. This should just be a question of, yeah, distortion. Is that distortion? Yeah. Did we get the... We didn't even get the magic burst. That was bull. Oh. Gotta love Final Fantasy XI. Gotta love Final Fantasy XI. 3,000? Okay. So I was trying to use for the Castlevania playthrough. I was trying to use a retro bit NES controller, like just the 2 AB buttons and start and select. Very basic. I find it odd to play games from my childhood with a... What is this? My mind is muddled? It's not very nice. For some reason, I just don't like playing on these. I think I prefer... So I play with... I don't care. Whichever one is on sale, I'll end up buying. I don't have a huge preference between PlayStation style and... Okay, so that was quick 1200 hallmarks. End up using that a little bit later. I don't have a huge preference between Xbox and PlayStation style controllers. Whatever one's on sale, I'll pick up if I need a controller. I do think I prefer like the Xbox 360 style. Feels better in my hand. I guess I like a bigger controller than I do the smaller PlayStation style. I don't know. All right, Northern home point. Yes, please. But for some reason, if I played the game on the NES as a kid, or, you know, like Genesis, I'd rather play it as an adult on those controllers because it, you know, kind of just feels right. But the... Castlevania Anniversary Collection just kept on kind of knowing that I had the Xbox style controller on, and it was trying to use that one. So I had to completely unplug it and just plug in the... Because with Mortal Kombat, you could plug the arcade stick in while the controller is in it, and it'll let you just use the arcade stick, no problem. This game, for some reason, was just like, nope, you have the Xbox controller plugged in. You're using that one. So I had to completely unplug it to get the other one to operate. And then when I tried to log into Final Fantasy today, I'm like, oh, the controller's not working. Only because I'd unplugged it and then plugged it back in. Gotta love Final Fantasy. 11 is so user-friendly. Go back in and do my Tools US controller configuration. Okay. I think we gotta do what, double attack on that? Yeah. Try to finish up some double attack. Maybe some more. I don't know if we want more attack or accuracy. Probably accuracy. I don't know. And we are on 231 for Rhapsodies. The resonance between the siren's plume and... I couldn't read that fast enough. I wasn't expecting that. Reaches a crescendo. Oh my. The celestial capital of Altea welcomes you. Would that it would do so with open arms, but the vortex slowly eats away at my home. The capital is not the only thing to succumb. I too feel my energy beginning to fade. Creepy kid. No, you needn't offer me any explanation. I have already heard the sirens, that Siren's benevolence has guided you here. You and Iroha have sought guidance from companions all throughout Vanadiel in order to stop the encroaching darkness. In Iroha's future was an event called the Reckoning, in which you made a decision that rang throughout the land. As a result, Iroha was left alone, confined to Rizenjima. A future in which Iroha was the only child of Altana left in Vanadiel, and so you wish to beseech Altana herself for guidance, for any hint on how this bleak future can be altered. Alteu is oft referred to as the celestial capital because it has a stronger connection with Altana than anywhere else on the ground below. And I am able to commune with the terrestrial avatars and pass through the veil separating this world from the next via the crystal. Yet even I do not possess the means to reach Altana herself. Even the most powerful forces in the lands, forces that can create whole worlds, cannot approach her. Not even Odin. No, such a feat requires more than anyone could hope to muster, a power so great it can make the 5 crystals whole once more. Yet, did the future Siren not mention that a key may yet lie in Rizenjima? I find no cause to doubt her, particularly in the light of what I have discovered. What if we could create a crystal that could banish the emptiness? Destructive, you have traversed the cavernous maws, so I need not remind you that you have visited worlds other than our own. These worlds exist in a parallel, and each has its own past, present, and future. Countless years I have spent ensuring balance between these worlds, that they never interfere with each other. From each I have drawn but a small fraction of crystal energy, and I have accumulated enough light to create another towering mother crystal for Vanadiel. It is precisely as I have said. I have undertaken this plan since long before Iroha arrived here in this era. The plan is to create a new crystal in Rizenjima, the Holy Land of the Far East, and create a safe haven from the darkness. A plan, I add, that requires an inordinate amount of time to bring to fruition. Iroha's presence or absence makes no difference. The result would be the same. Destructive. If what I have said overlaps with anything Siren told you, then you may have just found another piece of the puzzle. But what this reckoning that Iroha speaks of is, what it is, I do not know. You are the warrior of the crystal myth, and are destined to become the warrior of light. You will coalesce thousands of points of light into a single shining star, your radiance casting out of the darkness. And you'll become more than a mere warrior. Master, all the grand adventures you have embarked on led you here. You've guided us all to the final struggle against an unthinkable future. Vanquish the darkness that lies within you. Sorry, I was burping. Even at the most trying of times, there is one virtue that humanity does not abandon. Hope. It is your calling to keep that hope alive. Iroha is the only one who can aid you in making your final decision, and there is one more thing. I would have you aid me should you feel that my plan is in the proper course of action. All I have worked to collect these many years is slowly being absorbed into the world known as Tartarus. One born of that land has caught wind of my plan and seeks to undermine it. Seek out the one whose dominion over magic is absolute. Please, I beg of you. Only if you're begging. All right. And we're back to Norg. Hold on. All right. I feel better. Those things always killed me. You'd always be fighting a grappler, an orcish grappler, and you're like, oh my god. We're going to win this fight. I know it. Good is going to prevail. We're going to win this fight. And then you just get like poison and then stone. You're like, oh. No, we're not going to win this fight anymore. Okay. Maybe we wait on that. Let's see how fast that invasion lasts. Oh yeah, didn't we say we were boycotting Bounty Box? An apple pie. An apple pie. Gave us an apple pie. Okay, Ryzen Jima. And I'm kind of torn. And the reason that I'm torn, and I've kind of already made up my mind, but part of me kind of just wants to watch some YouTube guides on 7, 8, and 9 on Final Fantasy, but then part of me wants to be like, I haven't played them in so long, like really super long. Like I own them. Like I said, I went through this before. I sold 7 on eBay like maybe 12 years ago for a stupid amount of money. But I think I still have, I have the anthology, which I think is what, 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, I forget. I have the anthology on PlayStation 2, and I have 8, 9, 10, and 10-2 on PlayStation 2. And I still have my PlayStation 2. But I haven't played any of them in so long. Probably since I moved out of like my home state, which was a long time ago. Yo, Destructive, guess who made it? Gilgamesh filled me in on what happened after the whole Iroha in Juno thing. Going over every last detail would have killed my voice, but I'm sure to cover the important parts. I gotta admit, she and Lion did a great job watching over Iroha. Iroha's a real trooper. You gotta admire her spunk. Ah, Lady Destructive, good to see you looking well. I trust that you successfully met with Salteus. A new crystal to be born in Ryzen Jima? Finally, a light that could pierce the clouds. Well, Tenzin, you would still be needing to pack a wallop, won't you? Sure you might have stopped the emptiness, but there's still a bit more darkness to smack around. Long had I thought that it would be years before things returned to normal, but Celtaeus's crystal is a grand step in a positive direction. But Sir Tenzin, something still vexes me. If I remember correctly, the crystal does not appear now, but rather several years hence. If the crystal were to manifest now, then the future will be irrevocably altered. But is that not exactly what we desire? So the crystal appears a few years earlier. What's the big deal? Perhaps. Yet even though the crystal is there in my time, the all-encroaching darkness still claims victory. The crystal alone is not enough to save us. No matter how much we bash our heads against the problem, we can't find a good solution. I'll be damned if we aren't overlooking something. What is causing the emptiness? Lady Prish, please continue to hunt for clues. Of course I will. Master, please proffer your opinion on Celtaeus's crystal plan. If it means solving the problems in the Far East, then I'm all for it. And it's good for business, too. So let's summarize, huh? You and Iroha are opposed to Celtaeus's plan, Opposed may be too strong a word. I would simply implore us to proceed with the utmost caution. I believe we can trust Siren when she says that the crystal in the Far East was intimately connected with the problem. We must banish the emptiness surrounding Rhapsodies to have any hope of meeting Eltana. That must be the reason why Siren gave us Siren's plume, and the orb I entrusted to Master remains pivotal. I hope we don't show it off again. Oh, there's my dog turd. It's a priceless artifact of Rhapsodies Sanctorium that ties the bearer with the Mother Crystal. None are lost when they follow its guidance. We should not brashly rush into uncertain decisions, but instead wait for a sign. Well, Destructive, if you agree, then we've got to take a different approach. Namely, finding out more about that beastie, what's stealing the crystal's power. And if Celtaeus wants you to find someone with an absolute dominion over magic, there's only one person I could think of. That old witch Shantoto. I'm not sure if bringing Iroha along is the best idea. Why would that be? If she found out you were from the future, she'd poke, prod, and quite possibly vivisect you. Lady Destructive, we have our next destination, Windhurst Walls. Bring me a present. Could it be that the one trying to steal the crystal's energy is not the ambassador, but... I don't believe Shantoto would do it. Shantoto's my dog. Yeah, I think I'm not. I think I'm not gonna watch any kind of, guides or tips and tricks. I'd like to go into it just like straight up. Like, I'm sure I'll remember some things, but I think I'd like to go into it like totally blank slate. Walls. I don't think we have that home point, do we? And I think that part of I think that part of what I do in my Let's Plays, especially the games that I don't know very well or I haven't played in 20, 25 years, I think part of the reason I put up there is because, especially for me, when you're looking up a game, hey, I want to pick up that game. Let me look up gameplay. Yes, I would love to see the people that are like the best of the game doing ridiculous things with the game, but I also kind of want to see what a normal person, how a normal person plays, because I'm probably more like a normal person than I am a pro gamer, right? Okay, what you got going here? Got like a Christmas tree or something? Got some blocks. She looks like my kid. Like, this is like what my kid's table looks like. Ah, another adventurer come to invade my domain. Please stand over there and stop playing dumb games. For your sake, I hope you aren't such a bore. I'm getting quite tired of cleaning blood off the floor. You have a girl from the future that has come to the past. I've seen this played out before. Trust me, it won't last. Please, I beg you to calm down. Ah, Dr. Shantoto, your laboratory smells quite lovely. Why, that would be the Esplendorino aroma of this jar. It's been 14 years since I've combined the splendid blend of herbs and spices, all sealed tight in this jar until right now when... Hush, hush, the recipe is supposed to be secret. The two of you can sit there and argue for hours, but there are those in duress who have need of our powers. Though your orb is quite fascinating and has me perplexed, and your friend from the east I would love to dissect. There are more pressing matters to which we must attend. The issue of Celteus, to whose will the crystal shall bend. This world of yours, Tartarus, it has me intrigued. Please, Shantoto, help us. I can hear you plead. Now wait just a minute. I haven't heard of this Tartarus. Dear Yorin Orin, of course I know this. I know of this world. They want to know more details unfurled. How do you know of it? Vanidiel is but one of countless dimensions. Though blessed by Altana, I must dutifully mention. Up until now I couldn't prove any existence, but help them I shall, if they need my assistance. The name by itself is cause for alarm, and doubtless there are monsters who wish to cause harm. Diddly-do, the universe is such a big place. Koromora, you act as if you're wholly disconnected, but how soon you forget that monstrosity you've erected. Oh boy. You're always involved in some monkey business, and to a more sorry sight I've never borne witness. What did you do this time? I made a wonderful contraption, or so I had thought, turned it into one of my biggest mistakes in recent memory. The world is full of all manner of terrible creatures, and I weep for a land that never knows peace. You know what I mean? You're an adventurer. But the forces of light and dark must always be in balance, and one never wins out for very long. So if some darkness appears somewhere, then there must be some way to seek it out. And you want to use that thing of yours to find the evil they're on the lookout for. Just think about it. What hero wouldn't want to get their hands on something that could seek out evil before it strikes? Though I had intended to use it to root out cheating students. but it did the strangest thing. When I brought it to life, it pointed in a really weird direction. And so when he brought it to me with a look of concern, I found what you would call Tartarus, and much did I learn. Thus I present to you, without further ado, his deranged contraption with purpose anew. Oh, it was not my doll. People are always stealing my doll. The very thought of this is enough to give pause, but I think I can help you with all of its flaws. I agree, if it points to a large upswells of magic, that might help you find where the energy of the crystals is being drained to. And if the crystals were to fade, well, I hardly need to spell out what that means. Though since Koromoro made it, I'd be remiss to assume that it'll work without failure and not spell your doom. Poor Koromoro. And if such a thing happens, I shall not feign surprise, for it wouldn't be the first time he caused someone's demise. Dr. Shantoto, please. Wait, it's pointing toward Mizarao Coast. But of course it only makes sense. There's a vortex over there. How could I be so dense? There's been warnings about Esha all through the three nations. I'd be extra careful. So haul tail. I've got the most curious curio. All right. I'm just a huge fan of Shantoto. That's when we finally have to do, well, not have to do, but when we finally get to doing her. They're not called expansions. What are they called? Scenarios? They're called scenarios. When we finally get to her scenario, and she's like, join me or die, I'll just join her. Well, okay, I'll work for you. I'm okay with that, Shantoto. Let's get this other home point while we're here. I thought we'd gotten this one, but nope. Alright. Next page. And it just got dark out. Just hit 9 o'clock, so if you hear some fireworks in the background, cool, I guess. Luckily, my dogs don't give a F about those. They care about mailman coming to within 10 feet of the house. Don't care about fireworks, though. Off we go. Ew. We might end here. This one looks like a ridiculously long one. Well, if this isn't something else, hey Naji, get a load of this. I've seen some of the some stuff in my time, but this is wholly unnatural. Don't get in over your head, my little adventurer buddy. Oh, those teeth. Look at them go. I'm just hypnotized. Oh, okay, he's done. We haven't quite finished up our survey of it, but one thing's fully clear. The longer you stay in this Esha place, the more that your spirit slips away. As if that's not bad enough, you also lose all senses of time. That's why we make sure to keep someone posted at the entrance. The chief is convinced that this is because the power of the crystal is being drained. The only reason magic can be used inside is that the energies of Mizarao Coast are seeping into it. You couldn't pay me enough to jump into the vortex over there. Vortex? Have you got a better word for it? It sucks up the energy and swirls round and round. If that's not a vortex, then I don't know what is. You going in? Sure. Suppose we can't stop you, but don't go getting yourself killed. All right. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. It looks like we have it's like a long, drawn out, silly thing here. So we'll come back to that. Start off with that one next time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making that one. Until next time, take her easy, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye.